Welcome to Mercy's Designs. My name is Mercy and I sell Stampin' Up! Products. Today I would like to show you this really adorable Post-it note and Sharpie holder that you can gift for Valentine's Day to like a friend. So you just open it up, and in here, I got these from Walmart, these little Post-it notes. I'm not sure of the quality, but they're so cute. And that one's really cute. They had different patterns and so on. So you just close it up and you can stick this in your purse. And then here's the little Sharpie. So we'll get to making this. All right. So to get started, I wanted to show you, I have a little bit, I wrote a few about the dimensions and stuff, and I will, post in the description below about my score lines. Here's the score lines and the DSP and so forth. Now my inspiration came from Cinder's Papercraft. She put out a YouTube tutorial about 3 years ago for this. So, but she did not use the Sharpie. So that's my variation, plus I'm using different cardstock, etc. All right, so we're gonna be using stamping from My Heart Specialty. And this paper is just gorgeous. So you can see it's got foiling and it's just stunning. So I thought I would make it a Valentine's Day little gift. So to get started, you will need Whisper White. And I suggest going with a thick base, because it will make a big difference. This will get some wear, and having the thick will be a good idea, I feel like. And that's what the original tutorial was talking about too. They advised that, and I agree. All right, so here is our paper trimmer, and I'm just going to slide this in, and this is cut at 3.5 by 9.5. So I want to put it at 2 1/8. So I'm just going to put that right here and go ahead and score that. Then I'm going to slide it down to 2 5/8. So that's just 1/8 of an inch beyond the 2.5. All right, now I'm going to go to 6 1/4. And this new paper trimmer actually has lines here. You probably can't see it because of the light, but it actually is there, which is really cool because the old one did not have that. So I would be out of luck using this trimmer for that. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. Now we're going to be at 6 3/4. I'm sorry, we did the 6 1/4. And then the last one is 7 1/4. So I'm just sliding this over and scoring. Okay, so now we have this ready, and I'm just setting my trimmer down. So what you'll see is you have 3 lines here and 2 here. And the reason you have 3 lines is for your pen holder. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and burnish. And at this point, I'm not too concerned which direction I'm burnishing, because I'll probably end up burnishing it both ways. In fact, this one I will go ahead and burnish it both ways, because I know I need it to go one way and the other. So, yeah. So what you end up, well, I'll just go ahead and burnish these while I'm at it. And what you want here is you want the 3 lines, you have the 3 lines, and you want to, in the middle one right here, you want to just fold it down like that. Now, the next part is you're going to get your little, I love my little 6-inch tape, little ruler. And what you want to do is mark. Now, this does not have to be precise, but I find it easier to be precise. So at 1.5 inches, and then at 2.5. So we have a 1-inch thing. And you probably could use your paper snips, but I have these, and these are gonna definitely go through 2 layers very easily. So I'm just trimming like that. Then bring my paper back in, and my pencil back in to try to get rid of my little eraser marks, which probably won't matter in the end. so here now we have 2 lines like that. And what I want to do is we're going to have it like this, okay? And then when it opens up, it'll make sense. So where I want to glue is these 2 areas right here. Not in here, not over here, just in these 2 areas. This is the way I found it easier than the way the other lady showed. I just think this made more sense to me. So I'm just going to, again, run my fingers here just to make sure I get a really good seal. Okay, so now we have our area for the pencils. So what we're going to do next is to begin decorating. And I do still see that pencil mark, and that kind of bugs me. Okay. All right, so I'm going to bring my sheet back in here. And what we're going to do now is we need these pieces of DSP, Designer Series paper. So the biggest one will go on the back. And then we have these 2, which are very similar in sizes. One is 2 1/8. I mean, yeah, well, it's all of them are 3 3/8 inches this way. And then this one, but 2, it's 1/8 of an inch difference. So it's going to be kind of hard to notice at first. So well, let's just get started. Oh, my glue didn't hold. That is weird. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use, I'm not sure why that didn't hold. I've never had liquid glue not hold if I gave it enough time. All right, but we're just going to roll with it and use some tear and tape. The same principles apply, where to apply it, of course. And okay, I just want you to be able to see. So we're just pressing that down. And of course there's no drying time, and then you want to pop this out. Okay, so that's what we have for there. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and start adding our DSP. And then the other one I forgot to mention are these little narrow ones. You need 3 pieces like this. So just be sure, you know, they're 3/8. So when you're cutting it on your paper trimmer, I find I hold my ruler up and then cut there. So I measure it that way. I have a guillotine paper trimmer, an old Stampin' Up! One that I use. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and start with these. This is somewhat the trickiest part, but it's really not. So I want the foil edge. So all I'm going to do is just slide this in here, and you have to kind of get it so it doesn't catch too much, okay? And then you have a second to maneuver it. There, that's the first one down. Now I'm going to add the next one here, and I'm not being careful, although I could be, to avoid glue there, because this one will seal it up. You'll see in a second. So I'm just fishing this through, and then I'm wiggling it in place. And I definitely would highly suggest using your liquid glue for this. Okay, so here I have a little glue there, but I'm not worried at all because this will cover it. This little piece, this little strip, and it'll all look very seamless then. All right, so I'm just gonna put that baby in. And if you're worried about it, the give there, you could add a little paper, but I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, I am concerned though to get this straight. Okay, so that looks good. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and start adding our pieces. So the first one we want to add would be the one with the 1/8 extra, and I'm going to use this side. I hate to cover that foil, but too much of a good thing is too much, and the foil is quite overwhelming. So I want a little, not that this is a shy look. It's actually pretty bold too. Okay, so I'm just wiggling this in place so I have this little fine border. And then because it's directional, obviously I don't want to put this like this. So you've got to make sure when it's directional that you're getting it the right direction. Duh. Just pay attention to that. This is a really easy, fun project, so no fuss, no muss. It's really simple and it looks really cute, and I think will make a great non-food gift for Valentine's Day. Okay, so the next part, we're going to go ahead and put our little pad in here. And where did I set that? Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, for a second there, I thought I didn't bring it over or something. Okay, so I like using Scotch tape. This is the thick packaging tape. And the reason why I do this is this will become repositionable, but also if they want to replace the pad eventually, they run out, they have that option. And if they don't, it's okay too. It's not going to hurt anything. I don't think it's acid free, but obviously I don't see someone keeping this for 10 years or something when it would really start to show if you did not have something acid free. Okay, so I'm just using some tear and tape, and I think, yeah, I made this one a little bit long. Okay. So press it down really firmly and then try to get it between. Yeah, there, I got it. You want to get your fingernail between, because it is a little easier to rip up because it's kind of, well, it's a non-porous surface essentially. All right, so now all I have to do here is just center this, and it has a little bit of space, but not a ton. So you want to kind of get it just right. Okay, so there it is. And this now will make it easier now that I have this in here to finish with the decorating. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is bring in my little stamping. This is typically used for your stamparatus, but it works great for stamping with photopolymer. If you don't want to use a, what am I trying to say? If you don't want to use the other thing they have, Stampin' Up. Okay, so I need to get a good ink on this, and I'm just going to stamp it. And if it looks a little bit dark, it'll dry and it'll get lighter. So I'm going to set that aside to let that dry a little. And we also have another option, which I might do because I'm kind of feeling like that little spot is not so good. So, well, I can try stamping it again, actually. That works too. Yeah, I'm not seeing that spot now. So I think it'll stamp better. Yes, much better. Whew. It's always better when you give it a second try and it works, right? All right, so you might have a piece of scrap laying around kind of like this, and I think this is like a 1/2 inch. Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch strip. This is ideal for stamping this narrow image. Being friends is better than eating candy, but let's do that too. I think that's hilarious. Okay, so my other tip is, this is kind of flimsy and it's going to get a lot of wear and tear. Turn that back on, please.
All right.
That's my son. He's 7 years old and a little bit mischievous. Okay, so I have a thick scrap here and I'm just matting it. So it will hold up a lot better when you're opening and closing this. All right, so that my next part is going to be adding these Velcro dots, and these are removable, it says. Now, I don't know if I should have gone with a different one or not, but one of the problems I've had is it coming apart. So if you're concerned about that, which you should be, I suggest adding a glue dot. So what I'm going to do is add this glue dot, it's a very big one, and then adding it to my project. So now in addition it has a glue dot, and I don't, please stop that. That's my son, sorry. Okay, so, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So before I do that, I want to secure this. And I do suggest adding the sentiment at last so you can center that. So I want it to be about like there, I want to say. So what I'm going to do is put my fingers there, and I'm going to add glue, of course, because I love my liquid glue. And that's what I do. Okay, so now I kind of know it should, I just want to center it up. That's basically all. And I can slide it down a little bit if I want. I don't want to slide it down too much. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, so now I'm going to add that little Velcro dot with the glue dot. Just gonna set that right here. And this is the mate for it. So I'm gonna peel one off and set it right there, like that. And then my glue dot, this one I'm going to just use with my piercing tool, because that will make it a little easier. Okay, so I just matched that up. And now this is where you want to make sure you get it straight, because there is a little leeway here, and you want this nice and square as well. So it might actually be easier to do it from the side, I'm thinking. Okay, so there, that's what it looks like. And you could stop there, but of course we got to add a few dimensionals. So I'm going to bring in a few here and add that. I'm sorry my son is so noisy here. Everyone else is at a indoor track meet and I am here with him. So he's a little bit bored. Okay, so now we're going to just put this up here. And I think that's so funny. It's a little funny sentiment. And I'm going to bring in our Sharpie. So the Sharpie, you know, you can, well, let's do it this way so you can read it. And it's a tight squeeze, but I think that's perfect actually, because you don't want it so loose. My original idea was like to put a pencil in, and it is super loose. Well, I won't take the time, but just take my word for it. It would just fall right out. And that wouldn't be so good. Okay, so last but not least, we're gonna decorate the back by just adding this DSP piece right here, and I wanna make sure I get the right, it is a little bit longer. It's not the exact same. So I didn't wanna, okay, yeah, it's like 1/8 of an inch difference, but it's a difference, so, you know, we don't wanna have it the wrong way. Okay, so now I'm just going to wiggle this in place and get it straight. And isn't that just beautiful paper? I think that's just stunning. Okay, so this is the project. It's now complete. And I will bring back in my original. And you can see that. Both of them I think are great. They look beautiful. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you subscribe, press the bell for notifications so you can be alerted when I have a new video uploaded. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any stamping needs or have comments, please email me at meonce3@gmail.com and I'd be happy to help you place an order with the host code. Happy stamping!